Section 2.3, we'll do a product with three functions. We'll try this again. I must have been holding my finger over the microphone or something. I don't know. The sound didn't do so well. So suppose we have f of x is something like, say, x squared sine x cosine x, and I want that derivative. Well, a derivative with three or more products is really no different than two. It's just I have to keep going. So I can group this as a product of two functions, and I can choose to do x squared sine x as one function and cosine as another. I could move things around, do x squared cosine x as one function, and sine x as another, and then x squared as a function, and sine x cosine x is another function. And so actually that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to think of it that way. And so product rule says, well, take the derivative of x squared, multiply by sine x cosine x, so that function, and then add to that x squared times the derivative of sine x cosine x with respect to x. Now I'm going to put some nice big square braces in there, so and leave them as I work on this. And now power rule, I just have x squared, so bring down the 2, subtract 1, I get 2x. And then times the sine x cosine x plus my x squared. And now I just do my derivative in here. Well, I have the derivative of sine x with respect to x. Multiply that by cosine x, and then add to that sine x times the derivative of cosine x. And so there's my product rule on that one. And I end up with 2x sine x cosine x plus x squared times all this stuff. Now, so derivative sine x, here is cosine x, but I'm multiplying by cosine x, so that's cosine squared x. And then here I have my sine x, and derivative of cosine x is minus sine x, so I actually end up with a negative sine squared x here. And there you go. There's my derivative. So and if I had more, I just would have had more parentheses, square brackets, curly braces, that kind of thing. So I would just have to keep working through it as I went. And so there we have product rule with three functions.